Hey, hey guys, it's me Noah back doing another deck profile for Team 1 Inch. Actually, the reason why I haven't been doing a lot of videos with the team is I play a sport during the season, even though I don't want to. I need something to put on my college resume. So I've been playing football, but that has nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for 113. I never thought we were gonna make it. Never thought we were gonna make it. But the Diamond Dude Turbo deck profile that I did last month actually got the 8 likes it was supposed to, so I'm going to be here doing a competitive deck profile. I'm going to explain all my choices. But without further ado, let's get into it. Of course, we play everybody's favorite Destiny hero. Triple Diamond Dude, base of the deck, does all the dirty work. Really good card. When you mill off a normal spell with his effect, you can activate it during your next main phase 1 or main phase 2, and you don't have to pay the cost, which is really important in this deck. Then we play the buddy of Diamond Dude. We play Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk, ditch 1 spell card from our hand, special summon 1 level 4. He sets up a lot of our Xyz plays. Essentially, everything we do in this deck is revolved around these 2 cards. So for the ones of we play 1 Thunder King. Thunder King's a really good card in this deck just because you can play a lot of really early on mind games. You can go Summoner Monk, you can ditch a normal spell and special summon Thunder King, and then essentially what happens is you have 1 negate, and so your opponent has to play around that, or they kill Summoner Monk, and either way you're kind of at an advantage at that point. So that's a really strong opening play. And then we have the 1 Wild Heart yet again, level 4. Can't be affected by traps. I hate him otherwise. 1 Phantom of Chaos to copy effects late in game so we can troll people. Bubble Man, you still abuse Bubble Man's effect a lot in this game. And it's really, really funny. A lot of times when I'm messing around with my friends, I'll completely blow my entire hand and my field will be gone just to get Bubble Man's 2 draws, and I'll come back with a clutch run. And then for new cards in the deck, we play 1 Card Trooper. I didn't want to play this card just because I didn't feel like it had any synergy. Now it still doesn't have a lot of synergy, but with Malicious and the Phantom of Chaos, there's a lot more that this deck is willing to do in the grave, and this just gives you a lot more control. 1 Doomlord, Troll. And then for the level 6s, that's all for the level 3s and 4s. These are the most important part of the deck. We play 2 Dasher. We cut a Dasher so we can make room for 3 Malicious. 2 Dasher, you can sack a Malicious, make him 31, and then banish a Malicious, special summon him after you've attacked. And you can make a rank 6, which is really important in this deck. We play 3 Super Malicious. Shout out to teammate James. Thank you for letting me use these. I'm too lazy to get my own. He's sitting over there touching himself because I gave him credit. You're welcome, you weirdo. We brought back Prime Material Dragon for the competitive build just because a lot of people on their sides I've been seeing like to play burn cards, and even so, it's another light, so we have more control over what we're doing. 1 Jinzo, alert target, Phantom of Chaos target, and just getting him out, he's 24, he negates traps, so you can do a lot of huge pushes with him. 2 Beast King Barbaros, get these off with Reasoning. Just your simple AK, and you can normal summon him, which is why I like him better than a lot of other level 8s. And last but not least, we've got everybody's favorite BLS. Standard. I originally wasn't playing him. Yet again, shout out to James. He forced me to play it. But for spells, now we've got your basic 3 D draw ditch a Destiny Hero, draw 2, get it off of Diamond Dude, don't need to ditch a Destiny Hero. Basic. 2 Rhoda, search for Diamond Dude, search for Bubble Man. Can't be hard. 2 Warrior Returning Alive, abuse Bubble Man, abuse Diamond Dude. Shouldn't be that hard. 2 Reasoning, with this variant, and especially why I feel like this prospers a lot more than the other variant I did before, is because of the simple fact that now we play 7 level 6s, we play 2 level 3s, and we play a bunch of level 4s and 3 level 8s. So your opponent's going to have to, guess. And there's no level 5 in this deck, and a lot of times people will think I'm playing Hieratics, and I don't even know what, I can't even name a Hieratic that's level 5 that you'd want to get rid of with Reasoning. But they always seem to call level 5, I get Jinzo or I get something else, and you just can start making plays. And even if they get it right, it's a lot better in this deck because you have cards like Malicious, you have cards like Dasher, but they're more synergy-based instead of your engine for making plays. Then we play 2 Magical Stone, ditch 2 cards, abuse cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! Get it off of Diamond Dude. You don't have to ditch 2 cards. Basic. For Onezo, we play the 1 magic card, Dark Hole. Shout out to my honey in the camera. I love you. We play 1 Lightning Vortex. Lightning Vortex, discard 1. I like this better than Dark Hole, just because of the fact that it only destroys my opponent's side of the field, which gives me a lot of play options. And that's really, really important, especially if you have Jinzo and you blow their field. Essentially what they sit there with is they sit there with a huge neg, and it sets them up so next turn they have to play really aggressively. The only downside to it and why I'm not playing 2 is because you have to discard 1 card, and you can run into a situation where you don't have a card to discard. It's very unlikely, though. 1 Monster Reincarnation, ditch 1, draw 1, Diamond Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh! Get back Bubble Man, draw 2, still Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, and you can abuse Phantom of Chaos with this. That's why there's not 3 Warrior Returning Lives, because you can get back Phantom of Chaos. And Phantom of Chaos is too good of a card not to abuse. Back to square one for the Beals, the Draco Sack, and the Leo. Really, really important. We play 1 Allure, basic, draw cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! Get it off of Diamond Dude, don't need to draw. I don't know if any of this is making sense to you, but you seem to be doing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Feather of the Phoenix, discard 1, put 1 card to the top of your deck in your graveyard. Really important. Stack the deck with Diamond Dude. Get it off of Diamond Dude, stack the deck for next turn, especially if you feel like you're going to lose your board. A lot of times I'll top deck Reinforcement of the Army, and you don't play any spells or traps, so that's really good, because you can just go into Bubble Man, and it's just like, oh, look, I draw 2 unless you Fiendish Chain me. Then you win. We play 1 Monster Gate. Monster Gate is actually one of my favorite normal spells for this variant, because you Monster Gate a Dasher, and you set yourself up for next turn. You Monster Gate a Malicious, and what you've done is you've set yourself up to fuel a lot bigger plays. When you Monster Gate Doomlord after using its effect, you get another monster, and if you manage to hit Diamond Dude or Summoner Monk and you have other cards, it sets up a bunch of plays. One day of peace, because I'm hiding from the police, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody loves a turn where you don't have to do anything. And Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, like I said in my other video, this card is probably going to get MVP just because... Oh, and with the Maliciouses, you can banish 2 warriors. You can banish additional warriors. And everybody knows that feeling. Sometimes it happens to all of us. We draw 2 Malicious, we draw 3 Malicious, and it's just like, how do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? It's easy. With the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, you banish 2, you add it to hand, abuse cards, more Yu-Gi-Oh. That's essentially what this deck does. Like, I know it sounds pretty repetitive, but what the deck essentially does is it plays on some of the most basic mechanics and then forces your brain to work a lot more than anything else in the deck will ever will need to. I think the most that you can sling for in this deck without trying too hard and like overextending is 6K. And for a deck that is based off of very simple mechanics, I feel like that is really good. And especially with decks that are considered very linear. You do this, you do this, you do this. If you don't win, you lose. I felt like a lot of decks that I was watching were that way. I'm not going to name any of them right now. But I needed to change that. Cards that I chose not to play in this deck were Dispel. I chose not to play Dark Lord Zerato on this build. Chose not to play Trade-In just because I felt like all of those builds, if you weren't hitting a level 8 or you weren't hitting certain cards, it was very inconsistent. With this variant, it is very important that you stay consistent, and this is what this deck allows you to do. It uses basic mechanics to stay consistent and deal really small damage. But without a further ado, I'm going to go into the extra deck. I'm going to make this really quick because this is all basic stuff. Utopia, Yugioh. Diamond Direwolf. You need to get rid of a problematic card, you use Yugioh. This all basic things. One card that I did decide to add to this was Evil Swarm Thantos. I'm going to read it for everybody who doesn't know. You need 2 level 4 darks to make it, but once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. This face-up card cannot be targeted or affected by other monster cards this turn. So that's really important, especially because this deck, it's like, oh, I do this, sit a turn, please don't OTK me, please don't pop this. But you detach its effect, and then it protects itself, and it's 2350, so it's an awkward number to get around, and that's really, really important. Sky Pegasus, because Sky Pegasus, this should be black ship. I'm lazy. I didn't want to look for my black ship. All of my stuff sitting at home with the Super Defense Robo deck you guys will probably be getting next month. And then we have Evil Swarm Ouroboros. It's funny. It's 2750. You can make it anytime you want. But yeah, that's it for the DDT. You're probably going to see a game of this in the next couple of weeks. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Noah from Team 1. Wow. Yu-Gi-Oh!